Hello everyone, it's Cam from Arsenal Theory with a post-match review. Newcastle 0, Arsenal 2. I said before the game, is it going to be repeat or revenge? And thankfully, it turned out to be revenge. What a performance by the Gooners today. Fully committed, that was the first thing that I wanted from the team. Fully committed, Odegaard leading by example. And we had to ride out a really tough first kind of 5 minutes really. Crowd were up, they were onto us, but we held firm. You know, we stood tall, we held firm, we weathered the storm, all the old school football cliches, but they're true. And we punished them. Got a nice counter attack. Odegaard had the kind of whole kind of view of the goal really. I think it was a bit lucky because I think the shot went through a couple of players. I definitely think it went through one player's legs. And bang, 1-0. Perfect way to shut up the crowd because they were getting on top of us. And just a brilliant way to start the game. Fair play to Arteta for sticking with the team that he picked against Chelsea and not letting Partey come back in and allowing Kiwior to keep his place as well. I was quite concerned when I saw the Newcastle lineup. They had started with Isaac and Callum Wilson up front, two very physical players. So I felt like they thought they could smell blood and were going to try and get at our defence. And our defence wasn't... It was a bit shaky at the beginning. The attack and the midfield were definitely playing better than the defence was. You could tell the defence were a bit nervy. But like I said, they held firm. Newcastle hit the inside of the post in the first few minutes, and then I thought we'd given a penalty away, and luckily VAR actually did what it was supposed to do, because it clearly hits, well not clearly, but it hits Kiwior's sort of top of his leg, top of his knee, and then goes onto his arm whilst he's trying to move his arm out of the way as well. So you can't really... It's definitely not a penalty, and I think when the Newcastle players see it after the game, they'll understand why. So the main thing was to be able to see that through and get to half time. We should have been 3-0 up, by the way, at least 2-0 up, because Martinelli was put through, just hit it too close to the goalie. Saka had gone through again, got it too close to the goalie. Real shame, because that would have really killed the game, I feel. But you could just see that there was a difference. I talked the other week about the difference between second and first. And it's only a few points, but those extra kind of 4 or 5 points are really difficult to make up. And I think we saw the same thing today from second to third. You could just see that there was a level of difference between the two. And I think the only way Newcastle were going to make that up today was if Arsenal were not up for it, essentially. If we didn't play to our best, but we did play to our best. And you could see that. You know, Newcastle got caught a couple of times in possession in the first half. I don't know how they didn't have any players booked from that first half either. Bruno Guimaraes, I think that's how you say his surname, he definitely should have been booked. He had an outrageous rake on the back of Saka's Achilles as well. And the way he's done it really slyly as well, so it looked like an accident. But he knows what he's doing. And the ref was right there as well. I can't believe the ref didn't even give a foul. But hey ho, what can you do? So we didn't take all of our chances in the first half, which is a shame, but we managed to get through till half time. And another good thing to see was that kind of 5-10 minutes in, Arteta makes a change. You could tell that Zinchenko was just getting caught out a bit. You know, he was getting caught out a bit. There'd been a couple of instances in the first half where defensively he'd kind of let himself down, and he seems to be doing that every game at the moment. So that's a kind of concern. But fair play to Arteta, he made the change. He brought Tierney on. Thought he played really well in the second half, which is good to see. And then, you know, Martinelli worked some magic. It was an own goal, but he created a situation and put pressure on them. And we go 2-0 up. Ramsdale made a good save from Shah. I will say though, it was kind of at him, so I'd expect him. I was a bit harsh maybe on the last video I did about Ramsdale, but he should save that. and he did save it, so well done to him. Actually, he had a really good save, I think, in the first half as well, from Willock. So, he had Ramsdale had a good game. Kiwior, I thought, was brilliant because you didn't really notice him. He was keeping the moves, were being he was ticking over with the ball at the back line, didn't look uncomfortable in any way. He's got very good recovery pace. He got caught in the first, quite early on actually, in the first few minutes, and his recovery pace you could actually see his acceleration, and I was like, oh wow, that's really, really good that we've got that in the team now. So I fully expect him to start the next game. So yes, everyone really did their job today. I thought Jorginho was just perfecto today. Really, really so smart on the ball, so clever on the ball. He doesn't have the physicality, of maybe a Thomas Partey or a Granit Xhaka. He's a different type of player, but I think in most of the games that Arsenal are going to play, it's less of an issue because we're probably going to have the ball anyway. Against most teams in most situations, we're probably going to have 70% of the ball. Occasionally we won't, but most of the time we will. So I think if we've got the ball a lot more than the opposition, his lack of physicality is less of an issue. And he was just so smart. He was marshalling the team, constantly talking, putting players into positions. I remember in the first half, Newcastle got a free kick about 50, 60 yards out, and they were just going to lump it in basically, chuck it in the mixer, old school style. And he was marshalling the defence. He was pointing at people, being vocal. And I think that's something that we've not had for a while, are vocal players. Like Odegaard is not really a vocal player. I think Xhaka is, to be fair to him. I think Xhaka is. Maybe Gabriel and Zinchenko. But Gabriel and Zinchenko are they're very emotional players. Whereas I think Jorginho, actually, there's a purpose behind, when he's telling you to do something, there's a purpose to it. There's a reason why he wants you to do that. So he walked away with the man of the match. Him or Odegaard, I'd have thought. But I'm really happy for Odegaard because he had come under a bit of stick, and rightly so, I feel. We hold him to a very, very high standard now. But you know what? In that first 10-15 minutes, the pressure was on. We were really under the cosh. And he turned up. What's the best way to relieve the pressure of a situation? It's always to score a goal. It's just simple. I say it's simple. It's not easy to do, obviously, but you score a goal, and that's what he did. So, fantastic. Congratulations to him. 15 league goals this season from midfield. Brilliant, but that's the standard now. I thought Saka and Martinelli, they could have done better in their finishing, but they worked really hard today. Same with Jesus. His defensiveness, even though he's a forward, came in very, very useful. There were a couple of moves where Newcastle were looking at doing a quick counter-attack, and he managed to block some cross-field passes going through. And, he was occupying those defenders. They weren't comfortable. Their goalie was a bit uncomfortable in possession as well. And I think I said in my pre-match video that I don't think Newcastle are going to be able to play out from the press like maybe Arsenal would. I just don't think defensively they've got great defenders, but technically it's not really how they're going to do things. And there were opportunities where we were unlucky or could have made more of some interceptions to be made in those situations. And interestingly enough, I was talking about in my pre-match video, about playing through the Newcastle press. Well, we just didn't do that because we were just launching it from the goal kicks for a lot of the first half. And interestingly enough, I think it was on the 30-minute mark, around there, we actually created a move from the back, but we did play through them and nearly scored a goal. It was a 14-pass move. It was a beautiful move, but it didn't quite come off. So, but well done for Ramsdale for understanding that, okay, there's just too much pressure. There's too much hype at the moment. The crowd are just too raucous. we're just going to get caught cold if we try and play out in these first 5-10 minutes. So he was quite smart, you know. He was looking to play out and then stopping, going nope, and then just sending the defence on and effectively launching it. So, hey, why not? You know, Newcastle, when they played us at the Emirates, were doing all sorts of dark arts, up to all sorts of bullshit. So it was nice to see us kind of do a bit of that as well. So fantastic to get 3 points, some momentum, just keeps the dream alive. You know, just keeps the dream alive, and you live to fight another day. And now City have got to play Madrid, they've got to play Everton. I still think City are going to win it, but there's always that little part of you, isn't there, that's thinking, oh, what if? Can Everton do something? Can City slip up? And we'll have to wait and see. So it's currently half time in the West Ham against Man United game. And a few videos ago, I did a segment on David De Gea, and he's had an absolute stinker today. West Ham were 1-0 up from a Benrahma shot. But if you've not seen it, go and watch it, because I still don't quite understand what happened. The ball's just trickling along, and De Gea's got to the ball, he's dived to the ball, and it's like it's just gone through his hands. It's like 1 minute his hand's there, and then his hand has just disappeared or something, just become pass-through, and it's gone through it and gone straight into the goal. So all these United fans that are still backing De Gea, see Goldbridge going crazy online, blaming Anthony and players for taking long shots, and okay, whatever, but you know, if you want to be challenging, you're going to need a new goalie. I don't understand why David De Gea would be a player of a hill to die on, if that makes sense. There are some players where you go, okay, all right, then let's keep him around or whatever, but for the money he wants, the wages he wants, I don't know what United are smoking down there. But I didn't realise he was out of contract. So he's actually out of contract this summer. So United have got the perfect opportunity to upgrade. And I really hope they don't. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please press the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.